Just a short update on my garden, guys. What you're seeing down through here is my sweet potatoes, and they have gone crazy, and they're just overflowing the sweet potato bed, and they're just running right down the side. I mean, it's pretty, but it won't be probably. I'll be digging my sweet potatoes probably about the 1st of October. The plants are starting to die back a little bit, even though the runners are really going crazy. And my 10-foot okra plants, of course, they're giving me a lot of okra. But when I'm picking them, I have to pull that plant back and I have to walk backwards with it to ever reach the okra on top. It's crazy how tall they've gotten. I'm going to walk around here and show you some of my fall garden. Of course, the sweet potatoes. And these are my fall green beans. And they have really done really good. I replanted my green beans because they didn't do very good this year. First time in years. But I'm hoping to have some green beans this fall. So the bed looks pretty good. The green beans look good. The blooms are starting to show up. It's not just full blooms. So I'm just waiting around to see what's going to happen. I've been fertilizing them. If I still don't get a lot of green beans out of this planting, it'll be okay, I guess. I'll be a little bit sad again, but the green beans are good for your soil. It'll put a lot of nitrogen in my soil, in my bed, so that would be okay too. And of course my fall squash, and that's some older tomato plants. They're still giving me a few tomatoes. Of course, I've still got a lot of mulch, wood chips I've got to get thrown out. It's a job, y'all. Y'all know as well as I do. Gardening is such a job, and when you have a full-time job on top of it, it's just hard to keep everything going. These little bins here is where I throw my compost. And when I say compost, I mean stuff out of the kitchen, scraps. This right here are volunteer cucumber plants that come out of this compost bin. And I just let them go. And they're blooming. So I'm hoping to get some more cucumbers for this fall. That would be great. But this is where, now I have not thrown any soil in these bins. It's everything that I compost in here, it's broke down. And when I throw my kitchen scraps in here, what I do is I pull back the wood chips and some of the stuff, and I'll throw my compost down in there, and then I'll cover it back up. But I just want to dig down in here, and I want to show you the dark compost that is evolving from all this. I mean, it's just beautiful stuff. It's breaking down, and next spring, this is what I'll use, like when I dig my holes to plant my tomatoes. All of this compost will be broke down pretty good, and that's what I'll stick down in my holes when I plant and it's really good stuff. These two bins are the same way. Now I've got them topped with wood chips right now, hoping the wood chips will start breaking down too. But I've got to get the rest of these wood chips spread out in this garden. It just takes time. This right here is a Japanese eggplant, and you know, it's growing, it's doing good, but there's some kind of little tiny bug that's just eating all over the leaves. I mean, it's still giving me eggplant, but look. I mean, every leaf. I don't know. I could spray it. I could make me some all-natural spray. I just haven't done it yet. And over here is a single cabbage that I just stuck down there. This is where an old squash plant was, and the soil down in here, the compost, is really good. So I stuck a cabbage plant down in there. We'll see how it does. And over here, I planted some collards, and I've done got my first picket on it, and I ate quite a bit, and I cut them back, and they're coming back good. This is well, in fact, this was from planted back in the spring, my butternut squash plant, and I had cut it plumb back, and it come back full force, and it's giving me more butternut squash, and I'm excited. That one back there's doing the same thing. I just thought they were all dead, but they're coming back. And back here in the corner, I've got a few herbs going back here that I cut back. There's some thyme in the corner that I cut completely back, and it's coming back. And there's some spearmint back in there. It's coming back. I've got some lavender down in here. And my favorite thing, one of my favorite things is chocolate mint there in the corner. And I cut it plumb back to the ground. It's coming back pretty good. And then I got some rosemary right there, kind of tucked away, that I had cut it back to the ground too, and it's trying to come back. I had cut all these herbs back, and I tied them up, and they're all drying in the house right now. All my herbs are hanging right now and drying, so maybe they'll come on back and give me some more for the fall. Over in here, my willows are dead because they've not had enough water this summer. And willows have to have a lot of water. That shows you how dry it's been up here in Arkansas. Right here, I've got some, now my pepper plants are doing really good right now going into the fall. And these are Anaheims. And I like using this kind of peppers in my Mexican dishes. And what I'll do is I'll roast them, or I'll dehydrate them, one or the other. But they're really good peppers for Mexican dishes, and they're doing really good. And I've got some kind of, I won't never plant these again, but they were kind of fun to plant, and they're really, we got a bunch of peppers on here. I don't know if y'all have ever seen these before, but these are called little cherry peppers. And they're bell pepper. And they don't get no bigger than this. And they'll turn red. They look like little cherries hanging there. And they do taste good, but it takes a lot of them to do anything with. So I probably won't ever plant them again. But all these turn red pretty much. Here's an orange one. And I like the orange bell pepper, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. Like I said, they taste really good. But it just takes a lot of them to do anything with. And there's a lot of them on these plants. There's another one right here, and it's pretty well loaded too. So, I don't know. I don't know if when they all turn off, I'll either put them in the freezer or I'll dehydrate them. One or the other, I'm not sure. Over here are, this is my Italian bell peppers. And I done picked a bunch of these, but the plant's looking really good and healthy going into the fall. And here's another Italian bell pepper plant. And I really, really do like these peppers. They're not a stout bell pepper. They're kind of a mild, good tasting Italian bell pepper. They're good. Good for spaghetti sauces and stuff like that. That's just part of my fall garden, but I wanted to show y'all how it was going. God bless everybody.